Well, this is dramatic lighting, but anyway, my hair is a disaster. I don't care. Um, so, counseling video, talking about counseling, because today was kind of a big deal today. Because I talked to both my counselor and my psychiatrist today. One on a video call, one on the phone. Anyway, so I brought up some major concerns I have about the potential of having PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, because of just the constant upheavals in my routines and my life, and how my sense of safety is just constantly just being thrown to the wind. And so there was some very serious conversations going on here. I mean, this was not just a little discussion of how my dad made me upset today. It was very, very serious conversation. And I was told by both of them, because I talked to both of them and I was very detailed. But I need my Tangle. I need to stim. But I told them very detailed about, what I've been feeling and what I've been experiencing. And it's not PTSD right now. Because, and here's the catch, my traits are not like completely disrupting my ability to function in day-to-day life the way I normally would. There's no interference with that right now at this point. And when I do get triggered, when feelings get triggered, I can retreat to do self-care, and that does help. But if it came to a point to where, like the self-care ideas that me and Dr. F kind of worked out, we kind of wrote a list and then I expanded on it. If it got to a point to where those little calm down self-care tricks weren't working anymore, to where they were not doing anything to help, that's when it might become something more serious. But as of now, I have anxiety, very serious anxiety. But it doesn't need medicine right now, because like I've got self-care tricks to practice, and I wrote up a huge list and I gave it to my mom. I sent it to her on Facebook Messenger so that she could read it. But she's aware that I'm not the way I usually am, and she said that she feels bad because she doesn't know how to help. But I'm hoping the list will help her see what's going on and what she can do to help. Because one of my major triggers is feeling selfish and being afraid that I'm being selfish. So, like, I can't just walk up to my mom and go, Mom, I really need you to hug me right now. I really need physical affection. I just mentally cannot do that. So, instead, I will just look as miserable as possible and then hope that somebody will notice. Because I was brought up in an environment where seeking attention is seen as a bad thing. Like when little kids, when they tug on their mommy's sleeve and they're like, Mommy, 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 I was brought up in an environment by my dad and my sister, not my mom. My dad and my sister made me feel like that was bad and wrong. They would call me selfish for doing that. And it has messed up my head, and now that I'm going through trauma, it's like those things are building up and causing me more and more trouble. So I need to practice the self-care things that I wrote down. That's kind of my homework, is I need to practice the self-care, which that's hard in itself. And I express this because I could run to my room to go do my self-care, but then I get interrupted because Dad will need something, or I get yelled at to come help because he's on his toilet commode, and I have to hold it so he doesn't tip it over when he's going from that to the bed and stuff like that, because my mom has to get in front of him with the walker or the wheelchair so that he can get up and swing over and sit on the bed. And it's just one of the things that I added on my list of things for her to do is to tell me when she's got him on the pot, so that I know to expect that somebody's going to start calling me soon. because I don't always hear when he's on it. You know, sometimes he's noisy, sometimes he's not. So I don't always hear that he's using it. So to know that, hey, he's on there, so I should expect to be called, I'm not like yanked out of something just suddenly, because that's a huge meltdown trigger. And we also talked about, what do I feel when my anxiety has been triggered? You know, I don't want to go through my whole list of all of my triggers, but I have a lot of them. But the feelings that I have when my anxiety is triggered are just so bizarre. Like, I feel a sense of existential dread, like existential dread. And I feel scared, and I feel worthless, and I feel like I'm not allowed to ask for affection or just to hear somebody say it's going to be okay, you know, and just I feel like I'm just not worth anything. I feel worthless and useless, and just all these things, just all these feelings that seem completely unrelated to anxiety, they just pour in. And I might not have all of them, but I might have one of them. And one of them is making hyperbolic statements. When I'm in distress, is I might say something like, God, I wish Godzilla would come and step on me, or God, I wish I could get Thanos snapped into dust, or, you know, things that are impossible but relate to cessation of existence for me. But it's not really because I want to die. I just want the world to stop for like 30 minutes and just give me half an hour. And, you know, like that. And, but, you know, it's pretty serious. So, like, I'm taking it seriously, but it's just, I know that my dad and my sister won't, so I'm probably not going to bring it up to them. But, you know, I am going to talk with my mom about it some more, because I know that she will actually listen, because she notices. You know, my dad just doesn't care. I'm just hands and feet to him. That's all I am. And, you know, I'm feeling like I'm losing my personhood to just being hands and feet to do things for him. And, you know, he can't help all of it, but he's a large contributor to the condition I'm in now. And that's hard. This is hard. This is so much harder than I thought it would be, but I'm realizing how much I need it, especially after this past year has just been trauma after trauma after trauma. And not necessarily to me, just things happening that just upheave the household and the routine and everything, and my sense of safety gets lost, and then I'm just floundering in the middle of it all. And my mom is resilient, but I'm not. Not that way. Not when it's constant. You know, I'm having a lot of the feelings that I had when I was in high school, when I'd go to school and I would get bullied, and I'm wondering if that old stuff is bubbling up, but I didn't think to mention it in today's session. So, but a lot has been unpacked today, and I have a lot of work to do. And I don't know if you can tell how tired I am, but today was just very emotionally draining, so I apologize for the way my voice sounds. I sound kind of monotone and just kind of distant, and it's like I'm kind of in a state of like just emotional shutdown right now, because I'm processing, and when I process, everything just kind of turns off. But if you need mental health help, do it. Because it's like when you cut yourself and it looks red, so you draw a circle around the cut to make sure that the red is not expanding. I'm doing that, but to my mental health. You know, I'm trying to make sure that this anxiety does not turn into post-traumatic stress disorder. But it very easily could. If things continue to happen, it very easily could. But right now it's kind of a just watch it, keep an eye on it situation, check myself. You know, practice HALT, H-A-L-T, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. You know, to practice that and to check in with myself, and if some of those are triggering the way I'm feeling, you know, deal with it. You know, go have a snack, you know, go walk away, calm down. You know, if I'm lonely, well, find an online friend to talk to. You know, if I'm tired, go lay down, go to sleep, whatever. But You know, and I also have to work on being able to go to my mom and say, Mom, I need a hug. You know, that's kind of my big deal. You know, when I can get those words out of my mouth without fear, I'll feel like I really accomplished something. But right now, I'll go to her and it's just like, and then I turn around and I leave because I can't even call her attention to me. But, you know, I think by now, if she's read my list, she'll know that if I'm saying distressing stuff, that I probably need a hug. Because the physical affection is what I need, really. And my online friends, unfortunately, cannot hug me through a screen. And, like, I appreciate that they send, like, hugs, internet hugs and stuff. I do appreciate that. But that's one thing where I need the real thing. You know, I need another human person who is breathing to just hug me and tell me it'll be okay. And it's ironic that that's also a trigger. So I have to work on it. Wow. This is hard. But I'm working. I'm a work in progress. I'm under construction. But aren't we all?